Hello everyone, welcome back to ThoseYGOguys. I'm your host Alessandro. So, we received some interesting news from YG organization and featuring some OCG news about the new set known as Cross Souls. So, we got some pretty interesting OCG exclusive cards. One of which is going to be Atlantean / which ends up supporting Mermails as well, which, you know, any good water card is very good, and it's probably going to end up being used in Mermails, in a sense, maybe. And then the other one will be a new Fire King support, so it's going to be pretty cool. So let's get started. First up, we have the Neptibus, the Atlantean Prince. It's a level 1 water attribute sea serpent type monster with 800 attack, 0 defense, and with the effect stated, you can only use each effect of Atlantean Neptibus once per turn. The first effect, you can send one Atlantean monster from your deck to the graveyard except Atlantean Neptibus himself. Then you can add one Atlantean card, then say monster card, from your deck to your hand except Atlantean Neptibus. So, it's pretty cool. And then the other second effect stated, if this card is sent to the graveyard to activate the effect of a water monster, target one Atlantean monster in your graveyard except Neptibus himself, special summon it. So this opens up a lot of really interesting combos, and this also opens up pretty good for the Atlantean archetype as well. So let's shift over to Mermails, which there's some pretty cool combos where you can probably have like Neptibus in your hand, Abyss Sphere already in play. So you activate Abyss Sphere, you get Gun during your opponent's main phase 2 when they pass priority from going from probably from battle phase then to main phase 2 and then to their end phase. So once their end phase hits, Abyss Sphere will self-destruct or destroy itself, which causes Mermail Abyss Lyn to destroy herself, and then her effects kicks in, which will special summon Mermail's Abyss Pike, and you just pitch a random water monster, doesn't matter who it is, but make sure it's not Neptibus himself, to add a gun. Then your turn comes, you summon Neptibus, you activate Neptibus effect, you dump Dragoons from your deck to the graveyard to add heavy infantry, marksman, whichever you so choose, and then Dragoons will search Megalo, and then Megalo's effect you pitch gun and whatever Atlantean card you added through Neptibus' effect to special summon Megalo himself. Then you get the Abyss Sphere, you get pluses, and then Gun will get Lyn. And then you activate Megalo's effect to tribute Neptibus to give Megalo the double attack for that battle phase. Then Neptibus effect kicks in, which then you bring back Dragoons from your graveyard to your side of the field, and then you can easily do an OTK. Let's see, 24 times 2 is 48, plus 18, that's about 66, plus 15, that's about 80, that's over 8,000 damage. So that's pretty an easy OTK right there. I'm also adding with 16, yeah, that's easy an OTK. But if you fail to do an OTK, you can go Dragoons and Pike, overlay into bottom of shard, detach Dragoons to get Abyss Trite, Mermail Abyss Trite. So then Dragoons will add another Sea Serpent type card. And if you want, you can suicide, you could just ram Mermail Abyss Lyn into your opponent's humongous monster, or slightly bigger monster than Lyn. Or something that Lyn will get destroyed by and sent to the graveyard. So then you could bring out maybe a Mermail Abyss Lyn and go to rank 7. I mean, the possibility just keeps piling up and up, and this is pretty cool. I mean, I'm very excited to see this card. Definitely one card I'll be really looking forward to. And just a side note here. If you guys don't know much about me, I am a big Mermail fan. I love the archetype ever since they first came out. So it's really cool. But I know some people don't like Mermails, which I have a friend who hates Mermails. So okay, fair enough. All right, enough of that. Moving on to the new Fire King support. So, up next we have Fire King Island, which is a new field spell card. It stated you can only use either the 1 or 2 effect of Fire King Island each turn, and only once that turn. The first effect, the number 1 effect, during your main phase, you can destroy 1 monster you control or in your hand, and if you do, add 1 Fire King monster from your deck to your hand. That improves consistency. Yeah, that's pretty good. The 2 effect. If you control no monsters, you can special summon a fire attribute wing beast type monster from your hand to your side of the field. Okay. And 3, the third effect. If this face-up card in your field card zone is sent to the graveyard or banished, destroy all monsters you control. Alright, so let's break it down. One of the biggest issues that Fire Kings kind of have is kind of consistency. Now, granted, they do have 3 tankies, Barong's at 3, and yeah. I think that was kind of like one of the main bigger issues is like consistency in a sense. It wasn't that humongous of a problem, but it was kind of like you get to notice if you played the deck. So consistency was somewhat of an issue, but this card helps improve that. If you happen to have an in-hand Grunix, which most people nowadays run Fire King High Avatar at around 2 of. Other people, I know a few people, including myself, I like the 3 High Avatar Grunix better, because if you lose one due to banishing and stuff, then the effectiveness of the Fire King deck is just kind of has taken a nosedive. But I think with this field spell card, I think it's safe to say to play Garunix, the High Avatar, as a 3-of with this card being out. So this is pretty good. Especially even you do have in hand, you can either A, blow it up, which probably you're going to be doing the most, or B, if you need to have an answer to like kill a monster right now, you can just use the field spell to special summon the Garunix from your hand and just attack. That's an idea. And, the third effect is not really problematic because, hey, you're playing Fire Kings. Every stuff that dies that gets destroyed on your side of the field just ends up generating more pluses for you. So that's a very unique thing about Fire Kings. It's very interesting to say the least. Now the question is, will Terraform be needed? I don't know. That one's been up in the air right now. And other people felt like, what about Yaksha? Will he still have some use? I think Yaksha still has some use. Even though this one's now taking his role a bit more so than ever. But I think overall it's a very good card. Sadly, both the Netabis, the Atlantean Prince, and Fire King Island are OCG exclusives. Now that I mentioned about the Atlantean Netabis, looking about OCG, if I remember the OCG January 2015 list, I think they put Dragoons at 2, if I remember, which that's pretty interesting. So let me know what you guys think about those 2 cards. Do you like it? Do you hate them? Do you think there are other archetypes that need support than those 2? I'm very interested to hear your comments and see what cards you think will be, what decks need more support than those 2, if that was the case. Or, of course, I think we already know what. But, it's a good interaction between me and my viewers. Definitely, leave a comment down below. If you're new to the channel, please check us out. I'm trying to post more content more frequently than I used to have in like last fall semester. So I'm gonna try to produce more content as I go along. So definitely stay tuned for more ThoseYGOguys. I'm your host Alessandro, and I'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.